So the same crazy guy has started his Wangan collection. There's 3 monsters he's bought.
This was the biggest turbo that Gretty made. The car has a total of about 16 gauges.
Obviously big power turbo cars. None of these cars are the same in any way. They all favor different driving styles.
Bayside Blue 99, obviously Skyline GT-R, built by Garage Saurus. Usually these cars are pretty crazy with the aero, usually coming from Japan at this power level. They got a lot going on. This is a little more subtle, you know, a little more sleeper on the 34 side. This does look kind of like a basic 34 setup from the outside, aside from, you know, the Saurus brakes and the Saurus aero and the June hood. To most people, when they look at it, they're not gonna really realize what this car is. So Saurus famously builds zero yawn street drag cars. You know, there's thousands of videos of him street racing. They had a whole option series of him street racing the car. This car is a street drag setup with a 2-wheel drive switch. This is a 2.8 N1 block T88 38 GK. This was the biggest turbo that Gretty made. This is a 1,000 horsepower street car. Right now, the car will drive around at about 750 on the lower boost setting. As you can see, there's a lot of heavy hitting material in here. The twin entry intercooler, big Nismo plenum with big plumbing. Saurus titanium strut bar that is very hard to come by, and obviously, as you can see, he does all his custom. He CNCs his own belt cover and I guess the valley cover, I think they call it. Other than that, it's pretty basic setup. You know, the Hollinger Sequential, it feels amazing. The car has line lock, so you could do 2-wheel drive burnouts, pretty sick. When we did send it back to Saurus, this was one of his customer cars. We sent it back to him to kind of do a refresh. The engine was new, but we did his aero, we did his big brakes, and we did a set of TEs. Other than that, nothing much has changed. It still has the June hood. The interior is exactly as it is. One of my favorite things about the car is that although it's sequential, they put a 5-speed shift knob. Such a old man sleeper setup. It's got a Race Tech MFD, which I've never seen. I think it's an Australian company that makes, it's pretty sick. We'll show you some how to kind of cycle through the dash, but it gives you a lot of nice readouts. But yeah, this is a weapon. This weapon, along with 2 other weapons, are going to be going to Virginia.
Gangsters of God, love, hardcore hustling. I'm wrestling with words and ideas. My edge is pricked, seeking what will transmit. The scribes can apply.
We changed up the look for our customer with the E16 step lip and removing the stripe and just a couple of minor tweaks. But here's a pretty deep dive and a nice night drive with the car to wrap up the experience with a extremely lightweight turbo air-cooled 911. So this is a big Turbonetics single turbo built 3.3 liter, just coilover converted, big brakes, carbon doors, kind of just a car built for top speed and circuit. Top speed for these cars being like 180, 190 miles an hour, but for distance, it's fun. You know, these air-cooled cars, they get colder the faster you go. I would consider it a sleeper because it looks like a grandpa spec car, you know, to like kind of the normal person.
This is, hold on.
Until you get a little peak, it's a little spicy down there.
This is what we're calling a sleeper these days, huh?
Listen, from the front it's a sleeper, you know, from the back maybe not so much, yeah.
Look at this thing, it's menacing, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Is that a Turbonetics turbo?
Yeah, bro, it's been
I
about,
can't remember the last time I've seen one
I
of
say
those.
15 years, 15 to 20 years since I've seen one.
Dude.
You're gonna see this works, bro. It works beautifully with the car.
I love it.
It's built by this shop called Promodet, and this is just like a perfect balance car.
It looks like it's just ready to party.
Kind of one of my favorite things about the car is that it has like this really nice patina, you know, that the car looks like nicely worn. It doesn't have a beat up look, but it looks like it's not driven. And typically, again, with this body style, what they call a backdate.
So it's called a backdated 911 when they take a 90s or 80s car and they make it look like 1973, a long hood conversion. Typically, it's like the Singer. If you look up Singer 911, you see a $2 million like showpiece, like, you know, I can't touch it. It's kind of a f you to them, you know, because this gets down and it's got rock chips and it's a little rough around the edges. The AM fittings in the front might give away the sleeper look unless you don't know what you're looking at, you know?
I love it.
Big ass oil cooler hanging out the front.
Besides 8,000 RPM.
Exactly. 12 o'clock is ideal for everything. People are like, oh, does it make a lot of noise? Like, yeah, bro, that's the whole point. I want it to make all the f***ing noise.
Oh
like,
my God.
If not, I drive a 2029 Porsche Turbo if I didn't want any noise. Just, brother, listen, I like all the new but
that sound
they don't
right
make
there,
that
dude.
Anymore, bro.
That sound right there, dude. Weapon.
It's a f***ing weapon, bro.
It's a weapon, dude. Bro, that first gear's spicy, bro.
All right, so welcome back to weapon number 3. Number 3 is a very special Supra. This is a ab-flug kitted Revolfe SA tuned JZA80. Car's a 97 and it's rolling. As we speak, it's literally moving. So we bought this car and we sent it back to Revolve to get it serviced. This car sat for a year and a half to get 2 control arms, an oil change, and a check over. Not fun, but it was nice to get the Revolve, stamp of approval. And then we also had to wait for the ab-flug Yatabe kit. So it already had the front fenders. We changed the front bumper, side skirts, rear bumper, and the diffuser. Having them color match, of course, that's not an easy task, but the car came out, obviously, ridiculously gangster. It's a stock 2JZ, head bolts, 272s, T78 29D. This is a 600 horsepower setup, built to drive wide open throttle, Sora rear brakes, Brembo F50 fronts, full IKEA formula arms, the whole catalog, HKS Hypermaxes. Obviously, it is very menacing in flat black. This is a true Wangan style street racer. This isn't a wrap. This car is painted, the engine base painted flat black. This whole entire car is properly colored changed. This is not a foo-foo look. So I think we counted, the car has a total of about 16 gauges. You can see the Of course, when you're piloting your rocket ship, you need to make sure that all your vitals are happy. And if you don't like your safeties to do the killing for you, it kind of keeps you in tune with your car and what it likes, as opposed to just waiting for the ECU to tell you to stop, or it stops automatically. There's different driving styles, different ambient temperature, different fuel, different occasions you're going to be driving the car, and the gauges are going to reflect that. You learn your car, you learn what it likes, and also it's just really, this is insanely cool. I do like stock, beautiful American Supras, but this to me is much cooler. We have a lot of cookie cutter Supras. This is by far the most not cookie cutter 2J Supra. What a beautiful 120 to 175 mile an hour machine. It is just built to cruise at speed comfortably. Again, hopefully we'll be seeing these cars in Virginia. We're gonna have to be making a pit stop there at some point to visit Tim P and the amazing collection that he's accumulated. I had to visit Revolve twice with a translator. Actually, Dino was translating for us to figure out exactly what it is that we wanted. It doesn't matter how many times you can put in translate or email them, it's difficult. A lot of these kits haven't been made in 10, 15 years, so they have to pull the molds and they have to do multiple kits for them to come out nice again. So you've probably never seen this kit. I mean, unless you know and you're Googling version 1 Abflug kits. And by the way, Abflug is a tuning house, and so is Revolve. Revolve focused on mechanical. Abflug focused on the aesthetics. They did a lot of combined street racers. We could plug a couple of crazy Abflug Revolve cars, Pink Spider, Pearl White 300ZX that got the roof chopped off of it, multitude of badass cars that they've done. So this is kind of like the dream setup for anybody who's very much into the top end style of driving. As you could tell, even though I was translating, they also have difficulty translating, and this is probably one of the coolest chopped up translations ever. I'll let you guys do the reading, but always aim a gun at #1 maximum speed and splendid form is chef's kiss. That's beautiful. I don't know why we like it, but we like it. It is what it is. So she's on her way after about a 3-year process to get her here. So as you can see, heat management is always #1 with Revolve, knowingly that these cars, again, are traveling at speed. So a lot of telltale signs of what they do, just like the GCG, the wheels change, the back housings, and they do modify typically the Greddy turbos or the HKS turbos. Aesthetically, it looks cool, and if it works, even better. I'm sure that this does help. Every little bit helps. It's all about the 1% with them, and 1% everywhere does equal a huge difference. And these cars speak for themselves,
So Danny, would you say this is driver friendly?
I think this is set up to do the opposite of what American Supra mindset is. It's not really anyone's fault other than the owner who built it.
So yes.
This is very friendly.
Yes.